Hi everybody and welcome back to Hungary. First off, I need to thank one of my commenters on my last video, which was talking about these beautiful trees. Username 0yodelingpickle526 pointed out that the acacia tree is acaciafa and the acaciafa is a locust tree. The black locust tree, which is what I have here, is also called the Robinia pseudoacacia, or the false acacia, fragrant white lotus, or common robinia. So in that video, I was talking about the acacia trees, the use cases, how amazing they are, how beautiful they are, but I wasn't talking about these trees, which I have standing right beside me, because these are not the acacia trees. I took down that video for safety reasons, because I don't want to be spreading any information that I can't stand behind. So I thank my commenter, 0yodelingpickle526. I will tell you why I have these trees running rampant on my land and what plans I have for them in the future. Locust trees are very hardy trees. They're well known for their hard, durable wood, their fragrant, sweet spring flowers, and their colorful fall foliage. Many varieties of the locust tree have long, sharp thorns. You can't see those on the trees I have right here, but I will show you what those look like. They can be very, very painful when you're dealing with these. If you're moving them around, if you're chopping them down, you have to be really careful. You have to suit up. You have to put on personal protective gear, gloves, and full body outfit, because they can be painful. Far worse than blackberries, because their thorns can get quite long. What I don't have here are the honey locust trees, which their thorns are incredibly massive. They're thorns. These are the safe variety. These are far safer than the honey locust. But there are a few varieties that don't have thorns at all. Locust trees are fast-growing, flowering trees that belong to the legume family of flowering plants. What I have here are the black locust trees, which are bearing these lovely pink flowers. The species of locust are divided into two groups. The first being Robina, and the second being Gladitia. Black locusts are in the Robina genus, while honey locust trees are in the Gladitia genus. It's important to identify the species of locust you're dealing with, because some varieties are considered to be toxic. For example, the black locust tree contains toxic compounds, while the pods from the honey locust tree are completely edible. Now, the bark of the black locust tree is somewhat fibrous looking. It looks kind of like a rope that's been smushed. It's quite beautiful, very distinct. It reminds me of the trees from Lord of the Rings, the talking ones. If anybody knows what I'm talking about, please give it a thumbs up, because it reminds me quite a lot of that. And now I'm showing my inner nerd. I love this bark because it's quite beautiful. It has a grayish, reddish tint to it, so it looks beautiful. Even when you're up close to it or far away, it looks quite beautiful. And I'm getting stuck by all of these thorns. You might be able to see these thorns here. These are the miniature versions of what I'm dealing with. I'm getting poked by these as we speak, and they are quite painful. I don't have my protective gear on. Black locust trees can grow up to 12 to 30 meters tall, which is around about 40 to 100 feet in height, which is quite high, but not huge, not massive in terms of the size of trees. There are some exceptional varieties which that can grow up to 52 meters tall, which is about 170 feet tall. That in itself is quite a feat. The sharp spines on the black locust are only present on the immature growth, which is good, because once it gets to about 2 centimeters of width, then you no longer have to deal with those spines. It's only on this small stuff. So don't go whipping people with that. It's going to be quite painful. Black locust is a deciduous, hardwooded tree that grows really well in sunny locations. But as you can see right now, I'm standing in a very shady spot and they are doing just fine. Both the honey and the black locust trees can withstand very poor soil, drought, and damp growing environments. So they're pretty well adapted to whatever nature can throw at them. These are often found in disturbed areas. So when the soil's been disturbed a lot, then you'll find these growing, because they do a lot of nitrogen fixing, which helps to improve the soil. Their shallow, wide-spreading root system is excellent for erosion control and soil binding, but it's also capable of producing really deep tap roots down into the soil, 5 to 7 meters deep. The radial root spread is about 1 to 1.5 times the tree's height. So if you have a tree at 1 meter high, the radial root spread is going to be about 1 to 1.5 meters. Locust tree lumber is exceptionally durable, and the timber is excellent for making furniture, fence posts, flooring, and small boats. It's also known to be the 7th hardest wood in the world. Now, coming in at 7th doesn't sound amazing, but when you factor in that there's over 600 species, that's pretty impressive. Considering the durability and the resistance to rot, these trees fetch a high price for a lot of fence posts. As part of the legume family, these trees are nitrogen fixers, which lends to their incredibly quick growth rate. Fruit trees planted near these will grow faster as they piggyback off the nutrient source that they provide. The flowers are an important early source of food for honeybees in the spring. Here in Hungary, black locust trees are the basis of the commercial honey production. In the store you will find Akác maize, or black locust honey, which is my favorite honey, and most share that opinion. The BTU rating for this tree is amongst the highest at 26.8 million per cord, making it an excellent source of firewood in both heat value and coaling ability. Hence why I will be leaving all of these trees to grow until they have a circumference of 10 to 20 centimeters, because at that point the bark will be well established and I will be able to harvest those for firewood or fence posts. I'm going to be employing a cut and come again method for this to reduce our firewood purchasing cost by just a smaller margin. There are a whole host of things that you can use this tree for, from medicinal to culinary, but I'm not going to get into those in detail, because if you want to learn more about that, please do your own research, because this is not medical or culinary advice. Peel it out. The bark, the seed pods, the branches, and leaves are widely considered to be toxic. However, farmers, including myself, haven't reported any issues when their animals eat the leaves. Our chickens love to eat these leaves, and they just eat them as they wish, and they have not had any issues. So I'm not gonna worry about that. The most common pest is the locust borer, which often attacks living and stressed trees, causing extensive damage to the quality of the wood. You can see that evidenced in this bark. This was either ants or a locust borer. Identifying and removing the infected trees can go a long way to preventing this, and it's critical to understand the life cycle of the pest. The other main pest is the leaf miner. I've not seen any issues of that here where I'm at, but it is a very common thing. They attack in early spring when the leaves and the leaflets are very susceptible to damage, and that kills the leaves, and by summer the leaves are just falling and they're gross, and it's really sad to see. Because of the leaf miner, the overall tree growth can be impacted, but it's not usually very seriously. If you've made it this far into the video, thank you for your attention and for trusting me as a source of accurate information in our ever-growing world. If you like this content, give it a thumbs up, please consider subscribing, and until next time, viszontlátásra, and goodbye.